Math 3, Unit 1 test review. Number 1, go ahead and graph that equation and I'm going to check your answers. So once you get your answers, show me your whiteboards and I will check them. Sorry. Okay, good, good, good. Good, no. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Just show me your whiteboards. Yes. Go get one. If that one's bad, throw it in the trash. I think yours is off. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so on this one, your vertex is at what? Good, -2, -1. And your A value is basically -1/3-ish. Normally you'd probably want to plug in points for this, but on your test, some of these are multiple choice, so you're just going to kind of look for your vertex. So at -2, -1, there should be a point, and you're going down 1, right and left 3, and so your graph should look something like that. Are there any questions? Okay, next problem. Okay, graph that. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Good, 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 good. Yes, 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 yes. No. Yes, that's how it looks. Good, 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 good. No. Check yours. Alyssa. Good, 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 good. No. Good. All right, so your graph on this one, so your vertex is at 3, 1, and your A is at 1. So when you graph this one, you go right 3, up 1, and then you're going up 1, right 1, up 1, left 1, and remember that absolute value goes into a V. Okay. Now, we're using that same graph now, and I want you to graph -f of x. So what happens when you have a negative in front of that f of x? So what will your new graph look like? Good, 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 good.
That would be the x-axis. Remember a guy that actually did
Okay, so this one reflects over the x-axis, and so it will end up looking like, so since it's at 3, 1, you would be at 3, negative 1, and going down-ish, like that. Okay. All right, you're using your same original function, but this time, f of negative x. Good. 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 Good.
Why are these so much easier when we do them like this?
Good, good, good. Okay, so this one reflects over the y-axis, and so it would have shifted. Since it's at 3, 1, it's going to be at negative 3, 1 is your vertex. So negative 3 up 1, and going just like that. Okay? Questions? All right, now you want to shift it with f of x plus 1. So how does that one shift the same function? Good. 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 Yes. Yes. Good. 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 Good.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
It's one middle.
If that was where,
I did that.
no. Yes.
Is it
I
by
was the answer no. Yes. Remember, one thing to kind of remember. Yes. Is that whatever's in
Everything's always so this. If it's a plus, something is negative. It's your mom like plus. Unless it's like the x minus 1 and not actually those.
So, look, remember that whatever's in parentheses, you end up doing the opposite. So the x plus 1, this is where you would go left 1. And so it should be at 2, 1. I'm sorry, I didn't see it correctly. Okay, are we good with that? Yes? Okay, so now what happens when you have f of x minus 2? Good. 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 I think that you...
It's down to.
No, it's not down 2 from this vertex.
Oh.
No. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, no, I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Good, 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 good. No.
There we are.
Good, good.
Finally.
Yes. Okay, so remember that what's in parentheses on this one shifts right and left. Do you see how this 2 is not in the parentheses? That's going to shift up and down. And this one isn't the opposite. So you're going from this point down 2. And so we would end up going to, if it's at 3, 1, if you're going down 2, you're starting here and you're going down 1, 2. Okay? And so you should be at 3, -1 when you're shifting down 2. Do we have questions? We're good? Okay. Moving on. Okay, we're going to do these problems one at a time. Hold on. Let's make sure we can see everything. Okay, so I'm just not going to talk. Let's see what you guys know. So I just want you to find the answer for f of -5. Show me your answers once you have them. I need to see a number answer. Like, what is the answer? Yeah, just for -5 right now. What is the answer at -5? No, no, no. Nope. I don't want the point, I just want the answer. You could write it as a point if you want to, but... Okay, so I'm going to help you. Are we ready? Yes.
Yay.
Okay. -5. Okay, so we have -5. Is -5 less than -2 or is it greater than -2?
Oh, less than.
It's less than. Okay, so that means we're going to be looking at this equation. Can I plug in an x value in this equation? No. So what's the answer for f of -5? No. 5. Okay? So for anything that's less than -2, and if you were to graph that, it would be a straight line at 5, right? So anything that's less than -2, the answer will be 5. Are we okay? So if I said, what is f of -20? 5. If I said, what is f of -100? It's 5. Because this right here, if you were drawing it, okay, so you have a border line, you know, at -2, okay? At -2, and you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's an open circle going to the left. So any value that's less than -2, the answer is at 5. Jacob. Why does it stop at 5? Yeah, I have an arrow. It's stopping at -2 on the x-axis here because of this information. It says x is less than -2. So the line is at -2 and it's going to infinity to the left because it's all values that are less than -2. Right here. So they're giving you this function, okay? So like, this is part of the graph. Hold on, we go down 1, 2, 3, and then this is -2, right 1. If you plug in -2 here, that's 4 minus 3. Okay, anyways, we're gonna have some kind of line like this, okay? Oops. I'm not exactly sure on the point. But your graph looks something like this. Although this line right here doesn't really exist. It's just for like our border. And so at the value of -2, it's going to the left. Okay? And at the value of greater than -2, you have that line that's going that direction. And so they're asking you, when you get over here to -5, what's the answer? The answer is just 5. Is that better? Okay, you're welcome. All right, so now find the answer for f of 0. Okay? Yes. What is the answer for f of 0? So you have to decide which equation and then figure out the answer at 0. Good. Let me see the rest of them. You got all of them.
How do you pick which equation you want to put?
Where does 0 fit in? Is 0 less than -2 or is it greater than -2?
Greater than.
So you're going to use that equation, the one that's greater
Plug it
than
in
to the x. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. You got it, Josh. Good. Good. Yes. Okay. So for f of 0, it's -3 is the answer. Now, how did we get -3? The first thing you have to do is decide 0. Where does 0 fit in? Is 0 less than -2 or is 0 greater than -2? Greater than or equal to -2. So that means I'm going to plug in 0 into this equation. Okay? Because that's where 0 fits in. So I plug in and I have -2 times 0 minus 3. -2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 equals -3. So that is my answer. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, f of -2, what's my answer? Good, 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 good. You got it. Yeah, -2. Good. No. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. Good. Good. Okay, so this answer was 1. Okay? -2. Do you see how this one has the equal sign? So this is where -2 is equal. When we plug in -2, -2 times -2 makes a positive 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So this is 1. Okay, f of 5. Good. Good, 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 good. Is it a negative? Wrong. Yes. No. There you go. Good. Good. No. Yes. Yes. Jen, let me see. Oh, it's good. Good. Let me first do this. Good. 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 Okay. There you go. Is that a negative? Okay. -13 is correct. So 5 would fit in here. 5 is greater than -2. -2 times 5 is -10. -10 minus 3 is -13. Okay. Another graphing problem. How about your Unit 1 reviews? Because you need stamps, if you're wearing a pro sports stuff, you get a stamp today. Somebody want to go around and do stamps for me?
I do.
The review worksheet. So they'll have multiple stamps on that. Tomorrow's pajama day. Okay, that'll be nice, right? Maybe. I am not collecting your review today. I want you to keep it to study, but I'm stamping it if you have on your sports stuff for homecoming week.
What if we finish it today?
It should have been finished like a week ago, but you're getting a stamp for having your stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say no. Yes. No. Yes. I'm gonna give you a yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, so you want your asymptote, so you write
Okay.
one, two. From there, yeah, one, two. From there. And then you just walk forward the negative. I'm very scientific when it comes to negatives.
But you know what you do need to do?
Yeah,
No, I know, but
it's
like
very scientific.
I'm wearing close stuff, but I'm not.
It doesn't really happen. It is because I just got a horror thing. And if it doesn't happen, it's like a
You're just having too much fun doing that.
It happens.
She'll be. Okay. Right.
You're supposed to leave.
Okay. You guys ready? Good. If you notice on the word wall, I put exponential function, and next to the exponential function, what word is next to it? Asymptotes. Okay, you need to remember that exponential functions have asymptotes. That's where some of you messed up. Some of you are still looking at me confused. So, let's make this conversation go further. That is right. Okay, so we're graphing this, right? Remember that our original function without any shifting, we'd have one at 0, 1 and one at 1, 3. Do we agree with that? Say that one more time. It is. I'm just going to talk about it if we're just looking at 3 to the x. Okay? So if we're just looking at 3 to the x, this would be my function. But then this plus 1 means what? Shifting it up 1. So what it really means is this is going to change to a 2 and this is going to change to a 4. You can have a candy if you want one when you're leaving. No, you don't have to. You could like do the shifting on there if you wanted to. Or you could go up 1 and then know you're going to go up another, 1. Does that make sense? So there's a point there, and then it's at 1 and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, originally your asymptote is at 0, but when you shifted up 1, now your asymptote is at 1. And so that's why I told some of you you are wrong, because the line actually never goes past the 1. Does that make sense? It gets close to the 1, but it never goes under it or over it. So be careful on your graphs and pay attention to where your asymptote should be. Are we good? Yes? Okay. So we already talked about this today. I know that this is a beautiful picture. And I didn't even spell interval correctly. I was doing this too late at night. Okay. And yeah, that's a beautiful infinity symbol, I know. So all I want you to do, and if you had your test, see how it's negative infinity to negative 7? You would draw a line at negative 7. You would end up drawing a line at negative 2. You would draw a line at positive 2 and a line at 6. Okay? But you would end up separating all these. Okay? So, you want to tell me what are each of these graphs? And you're only going to use one of them. Okay? And I have all of them written on the board. So A is something, B is something. So we're using our linear, exponential, quadratic. in absolute value, and they are all different.
Okay, good.
Okay, all you're going to state is what they are. So you have A, B, C, and D. What are they? Good. Good, sorry. Good. Good, and just remember that graph was the same as quadratic. On your test, they'll say quadratic. Good. Yeah, yeah. Good. Good. Wait, yeah. Perfect. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so this one right here is exponential. This one, B, is absolute value. C is quadratic. And D is linear. Okay, any questions? Okay, this one is the same as you had on your quiz number 2. This is where you have to write your piecewise function. Remember that when you're writing your piecewise function, you also need to write your interval. Let's do this one step at a time though. And I went ahead and blocked these off. Again, on your test, you want to block them off. Some of you, when you did your quiz, you did it where like it stopped here. Do you see how there's a curve here? If you have a straight line, the straight line does not also have a curve. Okay? And so it should be blocked off there at -3. So make sure you separate this on your test. Okay? So start with this first one. Can you guys write that equation in that interval? Okay? And we'll kind of just take it one piece at a time. Bless you. Okay, so once you have that first one written, show me.
I need my phone.
Sorry. Okay, that's gonna work. I don't know if it'll always work though. And you've write your interval. No. The -4 is wrong. There's no wrong. No. -2 is wrong. Okay, here we go. A lot of you are struggling, so we're going to go through this one. No, you're halfway right. Okay. First of all, we all notice this is a line. Lines are written in which form? Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Now, can you guys tell what the slope is? Okay, so y equals 2x plus b. I have no idea where it hits the y-axis. How could I figure it out? Plug in a point. Guys, be quiet, please. Okay? Plug in a point. Okay, a point we can plug in is at -3, 2. See this point right here? -3 up 2. There's an exact point there. So I'm going to plug this in for x and y. I get 2 equals 2 times -3 plus b. 2 equals -6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides. 8 equals b. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. So that means for when you're writing like your piecewise function, my first one is going to end up being 2x plus 8 if what? -5 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. Sorry, not 3. -3. On my next one, be careful because since I used equals here, I can't use an equal on that -3. Okay? And this is going to be less than or equal to 0. So just make sure that whenever you have two matching numbers, only one of them has an equal sign and one of them doesn't have an equal sign. Okay? All right, so do the next part. What is that one going to be? Okay, let me check that out here. Or you can finish it if you want to. Okay, so we should be writing this. The point is to do this. Yeah, no. Now you need to go on to the next one. Now we're at the next one.
So erase this?
If you want to. Perfect. Yeah, you can go ahead and finish it up now if you want. Good, but then what is the no. It's not actually exponential. You see how it's not going to like the line to the line? So it's actually parabola. So you see how like that works. Okay, the only thing is that that's on the slope is actually see how it's going up one right, one left. So it's sometimes hard to see what's up here. You're not like that. But so then up that. All right, I'm worried we're going to run out of time, and so I'm going to go ahead and go through this. So this next one right here is a parabola, and the vertex for this parabola is at what? -1, -2. So when I'm writing this one, for this second piece, it is y equals, and you're going to have x plus 1 squared minus 2. Now if you look, it's going up, and see how it goes up one right one or up one left one? So the a value is 1. So that means I would have x plus 1 squared minus 2 if, and then that actually goes with that part right there. What do I do for a straight line? This straight line is really y equals negative 1. So over here, all I do is write negative 1 if, and then that's going to be 0 is less than x is less than or equal to 2. Okay? The last one is absolute value. The vertex on that absolute value is at 3, 0. And if you look, it goes down 1, right 1, or down 1, left 1. So that means my a is negative 1. Okay? So when I write this function, it's the absolute value of x minus 3, because it's always the opposite. And do I need to write plus 0? No. Do I need to put a negative in front? Yes, you can write a negative or a negative 1. And this is if 2 is less than x is less than or equal to 5. Okay? All right, there's one last problem I have, and this was similar to another problem we went over earlier, but I want you to make the two graphs, label f of x and g of x, and then describe the transformation. I'm only giving you 1 minute because we have 3 minutes so we're out. The last thing is that quiz number 2, questions 1 through 5. Make sure you understand all those. You guys are going to see those on your test. So go back and look at your quizzes. Okay, so you need to label f of x and g of x on your graphs, and then tell me how did it transform. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the transformation up here. I already have it on here, and then you can check your own work. Could you write left 5 and down 3? Yes. Either way will work for me. Do we have any questions?